Tocayo, thank you to let us be here, visiting your tank, watching your tank. Please tell us about him. I think you are mainly SPS corals, but before to see all the corals and the fish, we're going to start, as always, from top to bottom, right? Please,
thank you.
Tell me about the lights.
Welcome, thanks for coming to your house. Well, about the lighting, I have 3 Ryans, R15 I think.
Is enough for you? I mean, how long have you been with that one?
Well, I think I have around probably 3 to 4 years. Probably 4 years with this light. Before I have T5 lamps, and it's much better the LED lamps instead of the prior technology of T5. And
the performance is still good, no? I mean, it looks very good.
Well, probably about regarding growing, I didn't have any complaint about the T5. For growing, those are very good. But for coloration, it's much better with LED. With T5 is more, the colors are like softer, less intensive, and you can play with the radiance with different scenarios, illumination. You have Wi-Fi control, so
sunrise and morning, everything. Okay.
Well, it's the new technology.
All right. Okay, let's go to the sump to see your equipment. What do you add for the growing? I mean, you are using, I remember, I think you are using a calcium reactor, right?
Right, yes. Well, before going to the sump,
okay, let's see it. Okay.
We can see the calcium reactor. It's larger than the regular for the size of the tank, but it's better to have a larger than.
I agree with you.
Than not enough. So this is the reposition water, the cal reactor that is controlled with a camo air peristatic pump.
It's the best thing now for the
it's the
calcium
best.
Reactor.
I didn't have that one like 6 months ago, and I don't know how can I do it so many years without it. Really. It's amazing how easy you can manage the calcium reactor with that pump. I'm still pending to purchase the one that also optimizes the dosing of
the carbon doser?
The carbon doser. It's very expensive, I'm saving. But if it works like the camo air, I think it will work it.
Yeah, I think some of the major advantage is that remember when you have almost finishing the CO2 on the tank, the bubble is coming down, and using the carbon doser is going to be the same all the time.
Okay, and in the sump that is on this side, well, it's a large sump with a lot of media, with a lot of rock, a lot of bacteria support. I also have, I don't know how to say, canotillos.
Somebody told me, but I don't remember how to say it.
Then I have the filter that is a roller, it's like a suck.
Okay.
But an automatic one. Then I have the skimmer, an octopus, a large octopus.
Remember the model?
No, I don't remember. But
18 something, no?
Well, the size is for a 1,000 liters.
Right.
Even though my tank is almost half of that.
Okay.
And then I'm putting here this calzodada, I don't know how to say it.
To increase the pH on the tank.
To reduce the amount of CO2 that is getting to the.
Yeah, the calzodada absorbs.
Yeah. Then I have a zeolite reactor.
It's the same that used to be by, I don't remember the brand.
Yes, it's the same method that I don't remember.
The zeolite.
I started with Chobit too many years ago. I changed it and I just keep this Zeolitas reactor.
Before to continue, do you remember how long have you been here? I mean, been with the hobby? As a reefer?
Well, as a reefer, I have like probably 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
Before that, I used to have marine aquariums with fishes only since I was a kid.
Okay.
But reefer, like 20 years ago.
Start suffering.
Yeah. So this is regarding the sum. I have a second chamber of the calcium reactor.
The media.
Then I have the return pump, and I have a closed loop. That closed loop is a very old-fashioned thing.
Yeah, I remember that was the reason to avoid. I mean, to have motors inside of the water. Remember?
Right. It was very useful before all the Vortec new pumps and all that kind of new stuff. But I already have it, and it's working fine. It's
still working very well.
Yeah,
we are going to see your corals.
It's still working. I have and also a very old-fashioned thing, which is the ocean motion.
And it's working?
And it's still working.
Oh!
I have it with a timer.
All right.
And it runs just some minutes, and then it's in pause like 1 hour, 2 hours, and then start working like 1 hour and start working some minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure with that you are increasing his life.
The lifetime.
See, the lifetime, yeah.
Because otherwise it will be already leaking or something like that.
Or stock? Yeah, they used to stock.
Yeah, but it's still working.
Okay, what else you have? I think you used to have a chiller? Or
yes, I have a chiller, but it's kind of for emergencies.
Okay.
Because it consumes a lot of energy.
Yeah, when you move to LED, you stop using the chiller.
Almost. But I'm using this fan.
Is the new chiller?
Here in this position, it works very well because it's very close to the fall of the water, and it's being controlled by a inverter. So it starts just when it needs to be stored, and the chiller is set up to a higher temperature. So if the fan is not enough, then the chillers start. But I haven't heard the chiller like 1 year ago or something like that. So the chiller is below there.
Do you remember the capacity?
This is the
half
chiller.
ton? No, it's a quarter ton.
I think it's a three-quarter ton. So, and it makes a lot of noise. So
everybody knows when it's working, right?
Yeah. You can notice very well.
And somebody told me that you have Apptasia filter.
The famous and unique Apptasia Reactor.
A reactor, that's right.
It's over here. So it's not pretty, but it's interesting. And it helps to avoid food going to the sun because it traps a lot of...
They're filters, I mean, filters.
Yeah. So, and over here, they don't bother anybody, so they can live there without any problem.
And in the tank, you told me that you have a fish to keep on control, right?
Yeah, I always need to have an Apptasia deperator in the tank.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will explode in the tank. Currently, I have well, in Spanish, it's a lija fish.
Yeah, it's there over there, the brown one, brown one, right?
I don't know what is the name in English, but it's very, very effective. So you won't see any Apptasia in the tank.
Okay.
And it also eats regular food. So
then it's not gonna die like the shrimp, like the pepper shrimp. That
it eats of everything. It's like a ballesta. How you say ballesta fishing? Well, it's a very rude fish.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the fishes.
Well, I have three.
More, no? 1, 2, 3, and this
Cirujano. You say cirujano.
Tanks.
Okay, I have three tanks.
Okay.
One is, I think it's chocolate tanks. Is named this one, the bigger one, and they have a brown. How do you say polvo café?
Puede ser.
Brown dust, or I don't know how to say it.
It's not easy to say the names in English suddenly.
And then a purple tank.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I have many years with the chocolate one. I don't know, probably 4 years, something like that.
It's beautiful.
Right, or more than that, probably 6. The other two have like this one has like 2 years, and the new one is the purple.
The purple
tank.
one?
Yeah, probably 6 months. And then I have a angel flame.
Okay.
Angel flame.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the literal translation works.
Maybe no, but I'm sure the reefers on US and English speakers are gonna understand us or bad English.
I have a lot of clownfishes of different style. I don't know how to name these two guys above.
The cardinal?
One is 2 cardinals, one the regular and the other one is the pajama cardinal.
By sure in English is different name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
tell me.
The fishes are, the fishes population is very stable. I have a lot of time with all of them, and normally I don't have like a premature fish die or something like that.
Okay.
Once that is getting to the tank, it lives at least 1-2 years. The small ones, and the tanks, they live a lot.
Okay.
That's all about the fishes.
Okay, let's go with the corals. It's the most beautiful part of my. It's the thing that I like more.
Well, this reef, as you see it has almost 4 years. 4 years ago, it was just the rock, because I had like a complete collapse, and then I started again. I made a new reef escape, and start with those frags that survived from the prior.
The ones that they say support your catastrophe.
So this is 4 years of coral growing. This almost 4 years has been very stable. So all the corals are growing very fast with good colors. I need to frag a lot in order to keep space between the glass and the.
Under control, no? The
yeah.
growing, yeah.
And also, economically, it supports part of the supplements that we.
Okay. It's a self-payment, the tank. I mean, I don't know how to say that, but you sell for the.
That's the idea, but it never is enough.
No.
But it helps.
Yeah.
It helps. It feels good when you receive some money and then start.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Let's see the frags on this side.
So
you have here some Montipora, the Capricornis. Montipora, what's the name of that one?
The frags or about the reefscape?
The reefscape.
Well, I have a very large colony of Montipora, 2 colors, and they are fighting each other. But the combination, I like the combination. So this is all this section of the reef, and they have a very large Vietnamese
colony.
then a very large Oregon torch.
And there is the Cali torch.
This Oregon torch, I have cut it almost by half and then start again, so it grows a lot. So it's very happy.
It likes your water.
Yeah, and the next one, you could think that it's a Cali torch, but it really is a purple stack.
Yeah, because I think there should be two colors, no, green and blue.
It's very similar, very similar to a Cali torch. So and then I have a three colors valley that is growing a lot as well. That one is one of my favorites. That one and the Oregon torch are my favorites.
Beautiful table there. I mean,
right. It is start bothering the corals below because it's growing a lot. So I need to keep fragging in order to control the growing. And also a very large one is the red planet here. And it has a very large polyp extension. I don't know if that is normal because...
It should be like that.
Like that, okay.
It's a dream for me because I've never been like that
It looks like a millepora.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's not a millepora. And then I have this how could be in English? Recordia colony. This is a large Recordia colony. It's a very old one. It survived to prior collapse, so probably I have like 10 years with that one. And it grows very slow, but it's very nice.
It's alive because it's for me, I can never have more for a year a simple polyp. I mean, not a colony, a polyp. Then start coming small and small and small until disappear.
I start with just one polyp, but like 10 years ago. But it had survived everything.
From Alberto's tank?
Yeah. It is coming from Alberto's tank.
Okay, what
then
else
from this size, I have it's like a red millepora, something like that. I don't know the name of that. In between, you have the Dragon Acropora. It used to be a very large colony. I lost it when we were traveling, and it fell down in the hammer and in the Recordias.
They touch each other.
So
and
it fell down completely above those colonies and almost
they
died.
Burned.
So that is a frag that survived and is growing again.
That's the reason when we are something we don't want a large vacaciones. A large vacations.
Right.
Because it happens always. Something happened.
Yeah, the vacation is that's why I want you to come before Christmas vacation because we don't know what it's going to see in January. This is a very large connolly as well. It's an arborensis. This a big head here used to be just like a polyp, and it also probably that one is also like 10 years with me or more than that. So it's a very large.
And this looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. Just alone because when you have, like, I made the mistake to put my swan teeth on the rock.
That's not good.
No. I'm fighting against him. Right. Even the beautiful ones, I'm fighting against him.
Yes.
Against them, I mean.
Yes, those kind of corals like the star polyps or the streams. Or this one as well. I just have like islands in the sand because if you put those in the rock,
it's going to happen that thing that is happening to me
problems,
right now.
Right. And the only one that is in the rock is the Recordia, but it doesn't matter. It grows very slow and is not that aggressive.
You can feel comfortable with them close to the rock, no problem.
Yeah.
Even if one of them jump to the main rock, you can cut the piece of the rock and you have a new future colony.
and everybody will want that.
Okay.
And what else can I tell you about the riff? I think that's it. This is a Stylopora.
Stylopora.
That is the result of a frag that survived in the last collapse 3 years ago. And before, it used to be a very large piece. It probably
The double or more?
no more than that. It was almost like how can I say it?
1/4 of
One
the
quarter of the tank was that connolly.
just for
Yeah, and almost close to the glass in every side. So it was
really
huge.
big.
Really, really big.
Okay.
Now is more contained because it has the Montipora and the Vietnamese.
The neighbors, no?
The neighbors there. So, what else do you want to know about the Riffscape?
No. I mean, let me think if I don't forget any question because later.
About the feeding?
Yeah, your maintenance. The maintenance, what do you do?
The maintenance, well, every other Tuesday, I change like 40 liters of water, partial chain. And with that chain, I clean like the sand, the rocks in the sun, in order to eliminate some
Detritus.
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 That is the only maintenance that I do.
And you add something?
Yes,
You add something?
I am adding three times a week. I add potassium, amino acids, phytoplankton,
Okay.
Bacteria, and bacteria once a week. And like, in order to grow the bacteria, is like
Trace elements? No.
No, it's like bacteria
Food. Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
And for the fishes, well, the regular dry food, but as well, I always, at least one times a day, I feed with fresh meal like worms.
Worms, okay.
Like blood worms or something like that.
Okay.
If I don't have blood worms, could be Artemia,
Okay.
or could be something. But always, I always try to keep something fresh because it made the
fish happy?
Well, it's not for the fishes, it's for the corals. The corals also feed from the fishes.
Yeah.
And how can I say it? The shed of the fishes
The
is going
shed,
to be
yeah,
richer
yeah, the
in
shed,
vitamins if you add fresh.
They receive at
fresh
the
meal.
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Okay, yeah, that's true. Hey, Tocayo, before I forget, because always I forget, not always, but several times, please let us know the size, the dimensions, the capacity, the numbers that you have.
Sure. Yes, it's not a large tank. Actually, it's kind of a small or medium size. It's 1.5 meters long by 60 centimeters high and 60 centimeters wide.
Okay. In liters, almost?
In liters, if you add the sum, that is a large sum, altogether, it's like 150 gallons. So it's like 550 liters, something like that.
Okay. I mean, avoiding the rock and this, or with everything? I mean, just empty? Is like that?
Well, no, it's the net.
Okay.
It's because once that I made one time that I made a complete water chain.
Okay.
Complete water chain.
From zero?
From zero, I used like 550 liters in order to fill it with the rock. Well, probably now it's less than that because I didn't have this large connolly. Okay. It was just the Riffscape.
It's nothing. I mean, it's nothing.
Probably 500 liters now.
Okay. Tocayo, any tip for the new ones, the new reefers that they want to start? They want to have a fish tank, a reef like you?
Yes, well, some advices. The first one is to be patient. Good results will take time. So you need to be patient, and also the constancy. It's more important to be constant than to be accurate or to be, for example, it doesn't matter if you don't have the best parameters of the water. But if your parameters, even though are not the best, if are always the same, the corals are going to be happy.
They should be flat, I mean, no?
Yeah, flat, the same. So with any variation. So for the corals, it's more important the constancy of the parameter than the exact or the accurate number. So don't make a lot of changes. If you want to correct something, don't do it quickly. So you need to do it very gradually in order to keep that constancy, because any change, even though it's for good, for the coral is something aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard. So if you think that you, for example, your carbonate is too low, and if you rise it, that change is going to be worse for the coral than to have it below the correct parameters. So you need to make those changes very, very slowly.
Okay, and making measurements and everything, no? I mean,
and also, well, everybody that has a lot of years in this hobby, when you fail and get a collapse, I will say that, well, sometimes there's an accident or something happened, but I will say that probably 80% or 75% of the cases is an excess of confidence. You think everything is right, so why to bother to measure? And then you keep 1 month or probably 2 months without measure, and then once that you see the coral sad, it's already too late.
Yeah.
So keep measuring at least twice a month.
Okay, but that's true. You know, right now I remember when I used to work in IT for a lot of years, and they used to have the kind of problems or fails. It could be hardware, software, or humanware, the most common.
Yeah.
It can be happen that it's the same on this, no?
Right.
Yeah. Tocayo, pause. Tocayo, thank you again to let us be here with you. Reefers, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate your watching this show, and thank you again.
You're very, very welcome. Thanks to you.